For us in Jerusalem with some of those lawmakers we're speaking of. She's with Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Mike Lee, and Senator Dean Heller, and she's going to take it away from us to tell us what they thought about the ceremony today. Hi, Harris.
Hi, Heather. As you pointed out, I am outnumbered by senators right now. I will start to my right with Senator Lee and just ask today what your thoughts are. This was a huge occasion, obviously, but there's a lot of news going on outside of this. Not everybody is in agreement.
This was a big day. This was an important day. This was recognizing something that was already the case. Jerusalem was and is Israel's capital. Today, we acknowledge that by putting our embassy here.
Senator Graham, and you're right here. We don't have to go anywhere to get you. You were recognized today, and some people were in the audience as having been there for decade after decade. Did you ever think you'd see this?
I voted for this in 1995 when I was a freshman member of Congress. Thank you, President Trump. And why does it matter? There's no nation on earth that provides us with better intelligence about radical Islam than Israel. There's nobody who tells us more about Iran than Israel. So Israel makes us safer, and the least we can do is recognize their capital. If you got a problem with Jerusalem being the capital of Israel, take it up with God.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to turn around to Senator Heller.
Yes.
Today it was talked about. We saw Christian. We saw everybody. We saw Jewish, obviously, but there was everybody in the audience, just like this great city. There's so much potential here. How does this change the game?
I'll tell you, the only reason that we are here is because President Trump kept his promise. President Trump said he was going to do that. We've had numerous presidents that said that this day was going to come, and it only came because President Trump kept his promise. So 4 of us here are celebrating with the Israeli people for the last couple of days, enjoying it and participating in this celebration. This is a game changer for this nation and our nation.
I want to talk about the diplomatic mission that we have. There are reports of upwards of 30 people killed on the border on Gaza Strip. And Israel's military warned that if they pressed up against that border and brought people as human shields, that they would answer back to protect the borders. We've got a serious border situation going on.
Well, listen, undoubtedly, and there's a serious problem with terrorists. Some months ago, I joined with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand in introducing a resolution that both houses of Congress passed unanimously, condemning the use of human shields as a war crime. And the violence we've seen in response to what happened today, it's sad, because this is simply recognizing an undeniable truth, that Israel is the undivided and Jerusalem is the undivided and eternal capital of Israel. That has been true since 70 years ago today, when Israel, the modern state of Israel, was created, and that was true 3,000 years ago. And the fact that President Trump demonstrated the courage to keep his promise, that is a message heard by our friends and heard by our enemies, that America keeps her words and we stand with the nation of Israel. That's incredibly important.
All right, I'm going to go right again for as long as they'll let me talk. Senator Lee, where we are right now.
All day if you
yeah, I love it. So we pulled out of the Iran deal. There are a lot of reasons why Palestinians in the area are upset. How do we go forward and keep the president's promise now that he means peace in the Middle East?
Well, I think his actions speak for themselves. And I join in applauding President Trump for this decision and for the decision to pull out of the Iran deal. Look, that was a really bad deal for the United States. It was bad for the Middle East. It was bad for the world. And I applaud him for pulling out of that. I think when people see true leadership, as they're seeing out of the White House right now from President Trump, they will come to respect the United States of America that much more, and they'll come to realize we're a force to be reckoned with.
All right, real quickly, you voted for this in 1995. It was the Jerusalem Embassy Act. It was supposed to be looked at every 6 months. Right. Nothing happened. The embassy didn't get built in Jerusalem by 99. Talk to me about the meaning of this day for you as we kind of wrap it up.
Well, I think it defines the Trump presidency. He promised to do it. He did it. He said he'd pull out of the Iran deal because it was bad. He did. Hope North Korea is listening. When Donald Trump says something, he means it. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. No peace agreement could ever be had without Jerusalem being the capital of Israel. This actually makes peace more likely because we're now firmly behind Israel. I have no animosity against the Palestinians. I'd like a two-state solution, but they've got to unite. People are dying in the streets today in Palestine. There's nothing new about that. What would be new is to work with Israel, not create violence.
All right. We have an embassy, the United States, in Jerusalem now. Senators Lee, Graham, Heller. I owe you a question later, so we'll pull you up on overtime sometime. And Cruz, thank you so much. Okay, back to you guys.